Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about what I feel are two of the most overlooked and underrated handguns currently out on the market, and that's going to be the Walther P99 series of handguns. And the two guns I have here to show you right now are the Walther P99 full size in 9mm, and then the Walther P99 Compact, or the Walther P99C. And these two handguns are the exact same, only the Walther P99C is shorter when it comes to the length and the height next to the Walther P99 full size. So here you can see them side by side. You'll see the height difference here. And then when it comes to the length of the slides, you'll see them here. How the P99C is a little bit smaller. So the Walther P99 series of handguns has become my main go-to handgun platform for self-defense, home defense, tactical use, and for concealed carry. And these guns are incredibly well made. They are very reliable. I have never had a malfunction with them, and they are also incredibly ergonomic. And that's one of the main reasons why I have settled on these on being my main go-to handguns. They're incredibly ergonomic in the hand, and the full sizes and then the P99C is also. So these handguns are also incredibly unique out of all of the handguns out on the market now. And I cannot think of any other handgun that really has the same firing systems as the Walther P99s. These guns are not hammer-fired handguns. They are striker-fired guns, but even so, they are a double-action, single-action, which is super rare on a non-hammer fired handgun. And they also have a third mode that is called the AS mode, or the anti-stress mode. Now, most of your normal striker fired handguns have the same pull with every shot. An example would be this Walther PPQ here, which is essentially the same handgun as a Walther P99, only it lacks a double action, single action. The Walther PPQ is more like a Glock or a Smith & Wesson M&P in the sense that every shot is the same. So the gun cycles and every shot has the same length of pull. If a gun is going to be in the double action, single action mode, it's almost always going to be a hammer-fired gun, such as this Beretta here that I have. So as you probably know, your first shot is going to be long and heavy. The gun cycles and it's now in the shorter and lighter single action. And they will remain in the single action either up until the gun runs out of ammo or until you decock it. And if you want your first shot to be the short single action, you just have to manually cock back the hammer like such. Now, the Walther P99 is a very unique handgun because it's not a hammer-fired gun. There's no hammer here, but even so, it's in the double action, single action. So, and the gun is empty. Your first shot, as I showed you before, is long and heavy, and all subsequent shots are now in the short single action. And when it's in the single action, there's a red indicator right back over here. And to put the gun back into double action, you will need to push down on the decocking lever here. And when you push that, the red indicator goes away. Now there's a third mode to this gun called the AS mode. And this is where the Walther P99 really shows you just how unique it is, because there is literally no other handgun out on the market that has this same system. So to show you, what you'll do is you'll take your slide and you will cock it back just a little bit. And there's now the right indicator there, but the gun is not in the single action mode. This is what is called the AS mode. And I know it may not show up very well, but I can assure you that the trigger pull is now significantly lighter. Double action is like this, long and heavy, and when the gun is in AS mode, it's now significantly lighter. And if you want to have the gun in single action while it's in the AS mode, you'll just manually pull this back like such. And now the gun is in AS, or now the gun is in single action mode. Now the reason why you would want to have the handgun in AS mode is because it's a lot safer than having it in single action, but it's also a lot lighter and much easier to shoot than the double action. If the gun is in single action, there is very little force needed to shoot the handgun. And if something were to get in here, that could cause issues. If the gun though is in the double action mode, it may be a lot safer, but it's still a long and heavy trigger pull. By having the handgun in AS mode, the handgun is now a lot safer to have on you than the single action. And it's also much easier to shoot than the double action. And the Walther P99C is exactly the same. Gun cycles, and now it's in single action. Put the gun back into the double action, and then to put it into AS mode, cock it back just a little bit until you see the right indicator, and now the gun is in the AS mode. The Walther P99 full size either has a 15 round or a 16 round magazine, depending on the specific mag that you are going to use. The 16 round magazine looks like this, and it has its witness holes here on the side. The 15 shot mag looks like this, and it has its witness holes right back here. And here you can see the 15 and the 16 shot mag side by side. If you are going to get the Walther P99 new, it will come with the 15 shot magazine. Walther was issuing the 16 round mag up until 2004. And then they switched over to the 15 shot. The Walther P99C comes with a 10 round magazine with this longer finger rest, or you can also get the same magazine without it. And this magazine I don't like having as much because your little finger is most likely going to fall off of the handgun. With the finger rest mag, you can now get a full firing grip over the handgun. But what's also super awesome is how the Walther P99C will accept a full-size mag. So you can take the 16 round mag, and you can now have a 16 shot mag in the Walther P99C. And it works just fine. And you can also do, of course, the 15 round magazine also. You just want to make sure that you do not over insert, because if you do, then it could get up in here. To make sure that you don't over insert, when you load the magazine in it, you're going to want to wait for when you can hear it seat. Just like such. So if you want to conceal carry the Walther P99C, you can use the 10-shot magazine in it and then have either a 15-shot mag or a 16-shot mag as your extra magazine. The one and only issue I have with the Walther P99s from the factory is how from the factory they ship with these incredibly cheaply made plastic sights. Now on the Walther P99 Compact here, I still have them on so that you guys can see them. And it may not show up very well, but I can assure you that these sights do not feel rugged like at all. Now on my P99 full size, I've switched to these metal Meprolite sights, which are far more rugged. And I have the same sights on my Walther PPQ also. Okay. Now, a few years ago, when I was probably about 1,000 rounds or so through this handgun, and back when I had it with these factory sights on it, the front sight actually completely flew off on its own. And that was when I switched over to these sights on this gun and on this handgun here. But the frustrating thing is that Walther is obviously aware of this issue, because both the P99 full size and the P99C will ship from the factory with extra front sights. So here is the Walther P99 full sizes box, and it ships here with extra sights, like you can see. And then with the Walther P99C's box, it also ships with extra front sights. So why does Walther ship these handguns with extra front sights? Obviously, it's because they are aware of this issue, as I found out the hard way. And to be honest with you, I don't know why Walther will not put much nicer sights on these handguns, even if they would have to sell them at a slightly higher cost. In my view, it would be worth it, because these sights here are just not rugged like at all. Fortunately, the sights are the only issue that I have with these handguns, and the issue is super easy to fix. Switching over from the factory sights to metal night sights is super easy. Right now, the Walther P99 Compact is being made in limited runs, which means that like every few years, Walther makes a batch of them and then they ship in. And then when those guns are sold out, the handguns are sold out up until Walther makes the next batch. The Walther P99 full size is being made in continuous production. However, Walther is also making less of these for the US market than they are making the PPQ. Overall, the Walther P99 full size and the Walther P99C are super well-made handguns, with the exception of the sights, but those are super easy to solve. Like I said, I have never had a malfunction of any sort with these handguns. They are incredibly ergonomic, very reliable. And like I said, these are the main handguns that I use for home defense, tactical use, and for concealed carry.